Good. Hold on. Wait for it. Morning, everybody. And happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday, everybody. If you're with me in the YouTube chat or the Discord chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We do have... Oh, my goodness gracious. We do have... Mr. Kofi V, Julius Fayano, Kitty, Cyrus, Travis, Bickle, Shelly, Acumen, Luna, WD John, Darren, Dr. Purple Ape, Luna, S. Repberg, Shady Lady, Lorenzo, Tango Foxtrot, Davey Edge. Good morning, Rocott, Gary. Good morning, Jinx, Sisson, Frank, Danny, Angus, Goat, James, HD. Morning, Bradley, Senate, Magic Bell, Arrow Squad, Cabo. Good morning, Brian, Sean, Brockster, J. Scott, Karen. Morning, Gringo, El Diablo. How you doing? Real Life Walnuts, Big Kahuna, Kelvin, Lewis, PR. Good morning to you, Luis. Mandy, Scott, Mavericks Design, Lifestyle Freedom, ES, Bobby, Jared, Lido, Tom Dawson, Israel, Amer, Chuckles, Scott. How you doing, Paul, Lenny, Leo? What's up, everybody? I'm operating on very few hours of sleep right now, so I apologize if I'm a little bit out of it. I think I'm going to trade combines. I had to buy 5 new combines this morning before I came on because I passed 5 other combines yesterday. So now the bench, I think we're back over 20 on the bench. I think we are back over 20 past combines on the bench. We still have our extra phase. I don't know if I want to trade my extra phase today, but I could also trade the live account today. But I am, late poker night indeed. Up, had a great session yesterday, playing again today. But poker's been too good for me to stop playing, and I'm pretty sure that I have yet to book. I'm not going to jinx it, but yeah, been very, very good. Poker's been very, very great. And for those of you that follow along on the Instagram story, you know how it's been going, and you've been watching and been getting a lot of cool DMs and everything. So I'm exhausted right now, but there you have it. I played until like 9 o'clock, got home, 9:30, got home, went to bed, and I've got like 3.5 hours of sleep. So I'm very, very tired. And I was already tired there at the poker table. I tried to take a nap before I went there, and that didn't really work. Keep on having weird dreams about people hitting my car, which is just like annoying because it's like, you know that it's a dream when it's happening, but then it's just like, it just startles you awake, which is just annoying. But anyway, I'm way up in my poker live. It's just a poker combine. Don't worry. That's all. I don't know. Anyway, but yesterday, for you folks who tuned in to Top Step TV, that was a fun day of trade as well. Dakota and I were on opposite ends of trades, but it shows that we can both have opposite ideas and still both be correct in the end, because he ended up making close to $30,000 yesterday across 5 XFAs, which again, like this is why Dakota's my trading buddy. Hold on, that's not working at all. Oh my goodness, everything's just broken right now. I love this. Hold on one second. But anyway, Dakota's my trading buddy, and this is one of the reasons why I absolutely love him, and I think that he is one of the greatest to ever do it. It's simply because, hold on, I gotta get this over here. It's because he is very consistent, and even though he did lose his live account, I think he still has, he got a second live account. I'm not sure what the story is, but I know that he did lose his original live account because he had a position on and he got unlucky in that position. It wasn't like it was a bad trade or anything. He was eventually right on that trade. He just couldn't withstand, a few ticks or whatever it was of drawdown. Is this working now? Okay, good. But yeah, anyway, so he shows again his technical prowess as a trader, basically being able to, it's funny because like if I make 30 grand in a day in my XFAs, I'm like, whew, that's like a massive day for me. He makes 30 grand in XFAs, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, just another day for Dakota, in my opinion. He might disagree with that because he's a very humble guy, but for me, I feel like that's like, wow, 30K. But for him, it's like, yeah, just another day there. They give him another live. Okay, thank you, KG Dana. Good morning, Mike. So yeah, he definitely He's an amazing trader, and this is why I'm blessed to call him my trading buddy. We talk all the time. We talk trading, we talk strategy and everything. I'm very, very lucky. I feel very fortunate that somebody like that is my trading buddy because he's insanely talented when it comes to trading. But anyway, today you'll be pretty bummed out to hear that we really don't have much news that's going to be moving the market this morning. We have Canadian data that's going to be out here in 23 minutes, but the news is going to be moving the market today. And again, this is like, we're talking about like very, very slight influence on the actual directionality of the market. That's going to be the FOMC meeting minutes. A lot of folks, you know, if you're newer to trading, you see FOMC on your calendar and you think like this is the big one. I actually get DMs about this. Like I had some DMs yesterday about this, asking about what are your plans for FOMC tomorrow? There's no FOMC today. It's just the meeting minutes. Now, for you folks who have ever had a small business, or if you've ever worked in the C-suite of a company, you probably understand what meeting minutes are. It's a recording of the actual meeting that they had for the FOMC rate decision for the last one that they had in July. Now, that's all we're getting today. It's just the meeting minutes. Now, is there anything that will be uncovered during the release of those meeting minutes that we don't already know? It's pretty understood that it's very less than likely that we will see something new emerge from those meeting minutes because generally that's uncovered during the press conference and they were grilling Jerome Powell. If you remember, I believe we were streaming it together on Top Step TV for this last FOMC. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. If not, we're doing it in Discord together, but it's really honestly just not going to be that big of a deal. It's really not going to be that big of a deal. And I don't really expect that much. Did you hear they're going to be releasing the employment numbers for the past 3 months? Yeah, I have heard that, but I don't know if that's going to move the market. I think that's going to be the precursor to the jobless claims tomorrow, and I think that's going to be where we actually get a tradable event, right? So we get the jobless claims tomorrow alongside, well, we also get PMI tomorrow, and then on Friday we get Jerome Powell at the Jackson Hole Symposium. So I think that the volatility from events is going to be heavily weighted into tomorrow. Now, I could be wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong, but I just don't think that those employment numbers are going to have that dire of an effect on the market. And I think that everybody's sort of expecting them to have a big effect on the market and not a positive effect on the market. So we'll have to see. But yeah, the FOMC meeting minutes are going to be out. We also have a Treasury buyback announcement that's going to be alongside those FOMC meeting minutes. But before that, an hour precluding all of this is going to be a 20-year bond auction out of the Treasury. Good morning, Coach Jay. Didn't even see you there. Good morning to you. How are you? I believe you risk, but every time you say that, market moves 200 points. I do that often where I'm like, hey, this is going to be a very boring day today. And then we have like a 600-point day. And I'm happy to be wrong. I don't mind being wrong. I think it's absolutely fine. But all I can do is just give the forecasting of what I think will actually affect the market and what will not. Now, that's not to say, like you just said, we could have this, we could absolutely have the employment data come out and it could actually move the market like crazy. But yeah, so we'll have to see here. Does anybody have any trades on? I think that Richard Harris had on a short here. Do we have any trades on? I mean, obviously I haven't traded anything yet, but yeah, here, where's my P&L? Right there it is. Yeah, haven't traded anything yet. Short, Broxer short, Rocott short, Julius is short. Wow, a lot of people are short. If we're looking at the charts here, the only thing that really was signifying that we trigger this short would be a trade up to this point of control. You can see this, well, now it's moved, but let me tool it back a little bit here. There you go. This line right here, this purple line that's on my chart right here is the point of control. It shows where most of the transactions have taken place. So if we're looking at that subjectively, we can say that this was a prior support area, and now we've turned that into a resistance area where every single time we've come back, we've rejected that. And there's a lot of transactions. This volume profile signifies the amount of transactions that have taken place at each price area. And the further that it sticks out, the more transactions have taken place. So this would be ranked number 1. This would be number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. I like to rank these when I'm looking at these, and kind of gives you an idea where most of the traffic is. But in a nice, healthy distribution, it's here. And it's weighted more to the downside here, but you can see as we get lower, there's less interest in transactions, so the price is more comfortable to just chop around here. So that's kind of where we are right now. I do believe that because we don't have a lot of news, I do believe that the market will just move on very thin price action right now. The only equity that is actually moving right now is Google, and it is to the downside here, as you can see. And that is what is causing a little bit of this pullback in the NQ outside of the technicals. Let's see if there's any news. Anybody hear any news on Google here? The UK CMA closes the investigation into Google and Apple Play Store cases ahead of new digital markets regime. Google commitments failed to sufficiently address concerns. Okay, so there you go. So that looks like it's not very good there. CMA, I keep on saying CMA highlights Google's App Store billing rules restrict developers' payment options, limiting competition and potentially raising prices. So not good news for Google there. It's the Competition and Consumers Act, and that's the DMCCA. So it looks like that is not good for Google, and that's why they're falling right now. But outside of that, no other equities are really moving the market that much this morning. If we're looking across the Magnificent Seven, we still have everything sort of perking up and holding here. If we're looking at the S&Ps, see if we have the same type of distribution here. Pull this back a little bit. Same kind of deal, but instead it's acting as support. So you can see it's kind of flipping it on its head. We had prior resistance, and now this is now turning into support here. Same type of deal where we have this distribution curve on the volume profile. This is kind of tied with this. So we kind of have, a band of liquidity that we should be bouncing around here until we have some type of news that changes the market around. But yep, that's kind of what we're looking at this morning. Should be a pretty boring morning of trade, given that we don't have much news going on. So I guess we'll have to have more car talk today or something. Coach Jay says, expecting somewhat of a muted day like Rips had mentioned. Yeah, it's crazy too. We expect these muted days, and sometimes it just changes from this very muted day to a lot of folks being off sides. And because of that, we can have a lot of displacement, and the market can just kind of find its own way based on absolutely no news, but pure price action and technicals. But volume has been tremendously low in these sessions, in the sense that it starts off really, really good, and most of the transactions are taking place in the first 30 minutes to an hour of trade after the New York Open, of course. And then it just kind of dies out. And the market has been drifting a lot lately. You can see we didn't have it yesterday, but on Monday's trade, we had a lot of drifting to the upside. But what makes this very difficult to trade is that it becomes somewhat unpredictable. Like, for instance, I took a long yesterday. Let's go to the NQ because I was trading the NQ yesterday. Let's pull this back a little bit here. But I took that opening long yesterday, and that was where I kind of sold off at the high, and then Dakota was shorting that to the downside. And when you're breaking these levels to the downside, for instance, we had this kind of dotted line here, which is this bounce area. We broke that area to the downside. This move actually does a couple different things. It actually draws liquidity to the downside, which can fuel a move back up to the upside, but it also catches people off sides. This move right here will catch a lot of people off sides, because once you break below this level, and these are the 3-minute bars, so this is very quick. This is a rapid movement here. Once you break below this level, one of the things that happens is that you have a lot of people that are piling in short to a move like this. And because of that, this creates a lot of liquidity, because if you're short in a move like this, you would technically put a buy stop maybe here, maybe even tighter, but that buy stop is what fuels this kind of shuffled move here, and then this perk back up. And then what makes this market so difficult is that even though you're making what looks to be higher lows here, this again really screws these early longs here, because look, we break below that, we break back through, and we do another test down here. The safest trade, of course, is locating this as a double bottom and then taking this long. But even still, it's not like you're getting a huge extension and you're going back to where we had these opening highs. Instead, you're getting this very docile trade and this very choppy movement. So even though this can create what looks like great opportunities on both sides of the market, it ends up creating a very difficult and less than tradable environment. And I'm sure that, let's just be honest with one another. Is anybody willing to step up and say that, they got chopped up in this type of move here? Because I know a lot of people were having difficulty with the market yesterday. I was very lucky to be able to catch this move early on. And I think that Dakota was very smart and wise to catch this move and then close it when he did, because this was a beautiful flush. But if you're thinking that this is an easy market to trade, from a technical standpoint, it looks like there's all the signals for all of these certain things to be happening. But I mean, look, you get these higher lows and then you're chopped back down. You're getting this confirmation down below. Looks like it's going to start to dump. And then especially here, you're getting a failed. This is like a lower high now. So you're looking for failure, double bottom here. Now it's whipping and then comes back down. You're saying, okay, well, now this is when I'm going to pile in short here. And then it reverses. This is very, very difficult to manage a trade like this. So what I want to do is I want to say, be very cautious about a day like today where we don't have a lot of news. Very similar to yesterday's trade. So if you don't get any setups that you're specifically looking for, maybe bring down your contract size, maybe trade in the micros if you aren't already, but be prepared for something like this. Don't look at the market and say, well, yesterday wasn't a good day, so I'm going to make it up today. Or if you had a great day yesterday, don't be sitting here and saying, well, it's going to be back-to-back days. Trade the market as it lies, but also be very, very cautious on a day where we don't have a lot of news moving the market. Now, with that said, and just to kind of circle back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the call, you can easily have, instead of a day that's very, very choppy, you can easily have one of these days where, I got totally chopped up on Monday, but this is the area that I actually got chopped up in. I ended up blowing my load pretty early on right here, and that's where I got chopped up. I missed this beautiful move to the north side, but I was right. I was right about my directionality of the market because I was looking for longs here. I just ended up getting chopped apart. So there's a couple different things that you want to look at when you're looking at a market like today. We don't have any news. We don't have any events that are going to be moving the market. We're going off of pure technical patterns. We may have breaking news from specific companies that have an effect on the Magnificent Seven or on the S&P, on the NQ. These things can move the market. We might have some large positioning in the options market. That employment data that's being released, that can move the market. There's a lot of different things on the table today, but if we're going into our day with a sort of relaxed, comfortable feeling of saying, today is going to be a difficult day for the most part. If I can find some easy setups, I'm going to try my best on these, look for high probabilistic chance trades, and then I'm going to take those and then just let them happen. If you're going into today, like, I'm going to try my best, this is my day, I got to go for this, I think you're going to be a little bit mistaken in your approach. So let's just be very, very careful in our trading today. Let's look for opportunities as they come to us, if they do at all. And let's just kind of, not go into the day with very hungry eyes. Instead, let's just kind of just relax and just trade the price action as it comes. Look for technical setups. But again, as I just spoke about, these technical setups could be huge fake outs. This was a very difficult market to trade, believe it or not, even though it looks very simplistic in hindsight. Go to the 15-minute bars here. It looks a little bit simplistic in hindsight. You just say, well, long off this double bottom here and just go to Flavor Town. But again, it's just never that easy. It's always easy in hindsight, but in the reality of the moment of when you're trading these things, extremely, extremely difficult. This rejection off that wick, just, that a bunch of shorts got popped out of that thing really, really difficultly. Rip, you should have seen my calls with Dolby at Power Hour. It was freaking amazing analysis, my best ever. Love that, Richard. Love that. I love that you are very passionate about the markets. I see you here every single day. I see you in Top Step TV's chat. Extremely passionate about the markets, and that's what it takes. Believe it or not, that's one of the things that carries the folks who can really do this trading game very well. One of the things that you'll find as a common denominator in those types of folks is that they have an undying passion for the markets. I love trading these markets. I think it's a very challenging puzzle that presents itself to us every single day. And because of that, it keeps it fresh. It keeps it exciting. We get to follow along with what's going on in the actual world that we live in, all the geopolitical events, the world events, these press releases that these companies are releasing, the transformation of our lives. Look at what AI is doing to our lives and what it's going to do to transmogrify our lives in the future here. But it's a very exciting thing. And if you don't really have the passion for all of this stuff, if you don't have the passion to show up every single day and be excited to see what the market's going to bring you, even on a day like today where it's extremely docile, I think that you should probably get out right now. And we have this conversation often on this channel because I do want to always put that out there that if you are not passionate about this stuff, if you're looking for a way to get rich quick, if you're looking for a way to quit your job because you're just going to find this easy path to riches, it just doesn't exist in trading. And I will always talk about this. I'll always caution folks out there and say that if you're looking for a quick buck with trading, it's not going to happen. This is a very long-term thing. And like people like Richard here in chat, They've been doing this for a long time. They show up every single day. They bring a lot of energy. They talk about their passion for the markets, and that's what makes this work. This is an extremely difficult thing, and if you really don't have the passion for this stuff, just don't do it. Because I think that even if there's just one person watching right now who's been told by a friend or something like, oh, you can just click a couple buttons and this is the easiest thing. Oh, dude, it's easy money. It's easy money. Like, it's never going to be that way. I've been doing this for 10 years. It's a challenge for me every single day. It's a challenge not only from a technical aspect and being a good executor in the markets, but it's also a very difficult journey on the emotional side of things and learning how to discover ourselves as an emotional creature, better ourselves along this journey. And it's very difficult. It's extremely, extremely difficult. These are the conversations newer traders need to hear. I used to talk about trading to my friends my first year or two, then realized I can't motivate others to get into one of the hardest careers. And it really is just that. I think that trading will always be the hardest thing that we ever do. But, with all that sort of negative talk, I don't think it's really negative. It's just real talk. But with all that, I will say this, you do discover through this journey, the best version of yourself. If you're patient, you'll discover the best version of yourself who's more patient and understanding, more slower to pause and stop yourself and make better informed decisions across all aspects of your life. At least that's my own personal experience. I've developed myself into a better man, which then I can turn around and give that person to the world. And I think that without trading, I would not be as accelerated in that journey. I think that trading gives us time to discover the best version of ourselves and then present that version of ourselves to the world, which is a very important thing. It's a very rewarding thing. But again, it's a long journey and it takes a while to start to uncover those parts of yourself that you can then give to the world. Because at least for me, the market has taught me to be a much more patient man, and it's taught me to be much more understanding. Because I had I talk about this often, but I've had a very interesting journey with trading. And the first 2-3 years of trading were terrible for me because I'd only lose money. And for my initial foray into trading, I was very lucky. The first week that I traded, I made an inordinate amount of money. It was incredible. And I thought it was the easiest thing in the world. I wanted to stop everything out of business at the time. I wanted to stop everything. Just say, this is like, why even bother with employees? I could click, 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 done. This is so simple. And then blowing that account in like 2 to 3 weeks, and then continually just adding money in an account, building it up slowly. And then one day blowing it up, adding money in an account, building it up. And then like boom, 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 new account, like, let's go. So, if you're in that part of your journey where you're still early on, you're still experiencing the struggles, find a way that you can make it financially viable for yourself. And that's why we recommend, trading on TopStep, trading on a funding company where you're not putting a ton of capital at risk. When I started trading, I was putting all of my own capital at risk, not all of my own capital, but putting my own capital at risk. But thankfully it was disposable income that I could lose. So it wasn't ever financially detrimental to myself. But put yourself in a position where you're not going to be costing yourself, because you have to understand that this is sort of like a tuition that you're paying to get by in these markets. And if you're thinking like, okay, I'm down and out, all I need is for this to work, that's going to be like another blockade that you're going to have to get through mentally. It's going to take even longer. So if you're not in a financially viable position where, like $49 is kind of a big ask for you right now, take a break. Trading's always going to be here. People think like, oh, it's such a hot market right now. Oh, this summer has been the best market we've ever had. Well, before that, we had COVID. Before that, we had 2018. Before that, we had 2015. Like, there's been all these little pockets of the market. It's never going to go anywhere. And as time passes and technology improves, there's only going to be more and more participation in the market. I mean, look at how popular prop firms are now. It wasn't like this 10 years ago. TopStep existed 10 years ago. I didn't even know about them. I started trading on TopStep back in July of 2023. So if you're sitting here and you're saying to yourself, I need this to work now because all of this is going to go away, the market's going to get cold, there's not going to be these great opportunities, don't lie to yourself. I'm telling you right now, if you're in a financial position where it's like the 49, the 99, the 149, that's kind of a big ask, and you're putting yourself in a financial predicament or a pickle right now, just take a break, come back later, come back when, this is something where it's like, $49, you can afford to spend that on a prop firm challenge, whatever you're using, whether it's TopStep or another prop firm. Come back when that it makes sense when it's not a big ask from you, because when that becomes to that level, you start thinking about very little of that, right? Obviously, you want to maintain this idea that you're not blowing $49 and resetting and going crazy. But at the same token, it should be something where it's like, I'm focusing now on my trades. I'm not worried about this $49 fee to get into this. I'm just getting into this because I want to trade, I want to do well, and I'm going to focus on getting better and better at my trades. So there we go. There's my little rant for this morning. Let's look at crude. Let's check out crude here. Look at this. Doing nothing. Trav wanted me to look at crude. Not really seeing much. It's kind of in between our levels right now. That's a no trade for me. Did draw liquidity above one of the levels, but didn't go lower than that there. So Forex prop firms are a lot more expensive. I'm glad to switch to futures. Also futures, and again, I don't have any experience trading on FX firms at all. I've traded FX. I was never very good at it. But I have heard through the grapevine, at least, that on futures prop firms, we are very highly regulated in the sense that the fills that we're getting, the prices that we're getting, those are known prices. I have Bookmap that I'm looking at most of the time when I'm trading. And I know that with that CME data feed, and when I'm pressing the button in Top Step, those prices are matching up. When you're talking about Forex prop firms, it's totally different. They're the ones who are creating their own spreads. And so for that reason, they're able to sort of manipulate what they can do there. Anybody catch that NQ long, by the way? We're yapping away here. And this thing is just ripping right back up. And this is why I said, this is such a difficult market. Came back down, almost a VWAP, reversing. Shorts looked like they were in control, and then a hard reversal there. Rips, have you heard from Mr. Moon or Dust lately? No, actually, they don't trade anymore. The last time that they were talking about trading, when was that? Probably 2022. Probably I'd have to go back and look at my conversation logs with them. But yeah, probably 2022. But that's just the way it goes. Those are people that are looking for a quick buck there. What do you use to get rid of the algos on Bookmap? There's a plugin. Oh, what is it called? Let me check my emails, because Bookmap sent me an email about it. Let me see here. There's a plugin. Let me look for it here. It is this one. It is called Trader Map Pro. Trader Map Pro. And it's called Bot Remover. This is the Bot Remover filter. So right here, I don't know how much it costs. Let me see what the cost is for this. Oh, I believe that you just need the MBO. Yeah, you just need the MBO thingamajig. So, but this is what it does. Let me go ahead and load this up here. So this is what it does. Trader Map Pro. So you can see there's the liquidity providers, and then it just kind of takes them out. So there you go. That's who asked that question there. Mike L. That's for you, buddy. Trader Map Pro. Took profit, but I should have hit that reversal button. Yeah. That's the worst, when it's so many times where could have just hit that reversal button, and it's could have made a bunch of money there. Let's check out gold here. Apologies for not trading today, or so far this morning at least, because there's just not anything speaking to me right now. Gold has bounced off of this point of control, but let's see if it's still true. If we go back a little bit, let's see. So we're seeing a lot of that lately, and this is, again, what makes this very difficult to trade is on no news, we're seeing these complete flips in price action. So this was prior resistance, right? We're coming up, getting resistance up there. Looks like we had a nice flush. We came back up, we tapped it again. Looks like it was gonna flush again. And then finally we busted on through, and now this is becoming support here. So, and again, this is one of those things where it can come down and that prior support then flips around, and now we're back in resistance town. So it can be very, very difficult to trade these types of markets that have very little to do with what's going on in the reality of the world right now. Had to take the kids, didn't have a stop loss, and now I'm looking at negative. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about that, bull. I'm sorry. Yeah, NQ is still moving here. It's starting to break out a little bit here. We're looking for this topping area to break out. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a little bit of a line here. There's our yellow line. We're looking to break out there. You can see though above in the volume profile, there's really not a lot of transactions above this area. So I might be looking to take maybe a short here. Can I trade a short in my combines? Just a cheap trade here, trying for a short since this kind of looks like a blow off top. Let's see. See if we can get a cheaper trade on here. All right, I'm gonna try a short here. Go to Ninja Trader. Simply because I'm just using the technical aspect of this, that this is a topping area. And we should reverse from this and using the volume profile and saying there's not a lot of transactions up there. Very good timing on that. Only one contract. But let's see if we can transact this down to around 850 or so. Hey, good morning, Monkey Trades. Good morning, Master Rick, Darren Thompson. Good morning, good morning. Good to see everybody here. I might actually take this off at 850. Let me see if I can do profit here. Hold on. Okay, that worked. Let's do like 850 and a half here. See if this works. Actually, 52 might be a little bit better, given that it was the volume shelf is right above that. Hi, Rips. Have you got any tips on improving one's mental capital? I can focus on trading for about 2 to 3 hours and I start losing my sharpness. I can definitely feel it. Literally stop. That's what I'd say. Just stop. There's no reason to continue when the mental capital tank is spent. I would say just stop trading. There we go. So that's going to put us up on the day. Total of $828 there on that nice scalp short there. It was good timing. It was good timing. Great pause in the discussion there. And again, we're looking at the volume profile right here to the right side of my chart. Volume profile is here. And what do we see right where we drew this yellow line? Besides the fact that this has just been a topping area of the market, what do we see here? Well, we see volume starting to dry up, which means this right here is considerably a lack of interest versus right here. And what do we call this when we're looking at volume profile? Well, at least for me, I call this the comfort zone, right? We have one area here and then a more prominent area here. Now, if we break below this, the idea that we are going to somehow stay in this zone is less likely than if we were going to come down here. So using the confluence, this is what we call confluences in here. In trading, we have two specific confluences. Number one is this is a technical topping area. And number two, we're looking at the volume profile here and we're seeing that this is a less trafficked area. So the idea that we're going to at least come down temporarily from that area is very likely. And you can see the price is reversing. We're looking at Bookmap right here. The price is already reversing. And what am I seeing in the same thing in my Bookmap chart right here? What am I seeing? Over here, can you see my mouse? Yeah. Over here, we have a volume shelf that starts at about 52, 54. And that's why I wanted to close my trade in that area because, again, highly trafficked area. You're going to have a lot of folks who are front running that area. And I'm only looking for a scalp. That's it. I'm just looking for a scalp in that trade. And that's exactly why I took it off there. You can see right there above my head, there's my execution chart. You can go over to right here and now. And there was the open. This is a 30-second chart, just so you can see all of my executions. But you can see right here, this is where we opened the trade. Right there's that purple arrow, and then right there's where we closed that trade. And even though we could have got more points on that, I'm not looking for maximum extension on that. I'm looking for very specific things in the trade, and that's using the volume profile to guide my trade around that. So. Going back to TradingView, somebody asked what volume profile is this? It's the visible range volume profile. And the very cool thing about using this, and it's why it's one of my favorite volume profiles to use, is that I want you to watch very closely what happens here. You can see the point of control is right here at 822 evens, but watch this. As I change what is visible, remember the name, visible range volume profile. As I change what is visible, watch what happens to this point of control. Right now, sitting here at 822, boom, shifts down to 583. Why is that? Because more transactions have taken place where I can actually show what's visible in my chart now. And as we move this around, this all changes. Now watch, it's gonna move back up again here. Point of control should move. Wait for it. Wait for it to calculate here. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. There you go. Boom. Back to 821. And the reason why is because I'm changing what is visible in my viewport here. So this is on TradingView. It's called VRVP. There's a version on Top Step that's called VPRP. What is it called on Top Step? It's something completely different. It's like VPRVP something. Anyway, it's almost the same. VPVR. Thank you. It's almost the exact same thing. But VRVP is the one that's on TradingView. These are the settings that I use for mine. It's just my own personal settings. It's not like a magic bullet in there or anything, but that's what I use for my own settings. Now, if I had 2 lots on, I wasn't really adamant to be taking a trade in the first place, but if I had 2 lots on, the first spot that I'm taking off half the position, which is 1 lot, I would be taking off exactly where I did. I'd be leaving a runner with a stop somewhere on a technical pattern. If we're looking back at the chart here, the stop that I'd be putting in would be somewhere above the break of these lines here. So just slightly below where my entry is. So I'm guaranteeing myself any kind of extra profit. Will that trade garner me a bunch of extra profit? Maybe, maybe not, but this is why we trade. We're looking for probabilistic chances. We're using the technicals to guide us, and that's pretty much it. Anybody have any questions about that trade or anything that we did there? Very, very basic setup. Not like we made a bunch of money on the trade, but still worth talking about what we're looking for there. So, Rips, do you trade off the 15-minute or the 5-minute chart? I usually am trading off of a 3 to 5 minute chart where my executions are on my main screen, which you can't see. This is a stream out screen. So this is, I don't ever trade on this over here. If I was, you'd see me over here looking at it like this. I'm not trading on that screen. It's just, this is my viewport out to the stream. This shows like what you can see, but I don't really look at it on my main screen, which is over here that you can't see, even though it looks like I'm pointing right here. That is actually a 3 or 5 minute chart. Right now, it's a 5-minute chart. But you can see when I'm looking at setups, I'm usually setting up over here on TradingView anywhere between a 1 hour, a 30-minute, a 15-minute, a 5-minute, a 3-minute. Usually nothing below a 3-minute, looking for direct executions of what I'm looking for there. Marcus says, Rips, I watched your order block video last night. It proves old dogs can learn new tricks. Today I will start working on it to see how it helps me trade. Thanks. It was awesome. Thank you, Marcus. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Moon or dust. There you go. Buyers should try to run back up, but we do have a lower high, so I'll not touch it. Yep. And I'm very, very happy that we made the money that we did on that trade. It may be the only trade that I take this morning. Let's run a poll though, folks. If you're new in here, please do me a favor. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It does help us out quite a bit. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and there's a notification bell too, which will allow you to know whenever I'm going live. It'll send you a push notification. But when we get up to 500 likes, we will run a poll in here. Right now, we are sitting at 287 likes. So if we can all just reach down, click that like button, that'd be fantastic. And then we can get on with the poll and see exactly where we are with the temperature of the room and everything, because I think it's going to be interesting. I'm probably going to do it at 19,850. I want to see whether or not we'll go higher or lower here. We're about 147 likes away there. SW says, gonna lock this up. 6K on these today. Plenty after 2 banger days. Know when to walk away and not get hungry eyes, team. There you go. SW, by the way, your rate around or above $60,000 in payouts this month, if I'm not mistaken. Am I accurate on that number? 60 something thousand in payouts. So 66,000. So give it up for SW. Folks in MC know what a killer he is. He actually hosts the London session streams when London is going off. He did one last week. I think once September rolls around, those London sessions are going to be coming in quite hot. As you know, I'm sleeping during London sessions, so it's great that we have other moderators here in Clubhouse that do trade the London session here in the Discord. So he does tag team that session sometimes with Mr. Kofifi, and they are both absolutely fantastic traders and up 66,000 this month, mainly trading the London session. So hats off to SW there. 11:30 a.m. EST or London close is a 17-week bill auction, and 1 p.m. is 20-year. I don't have a 17-week bill auction. Hold on, let me see if my calendar's wonky. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have a 17-week bill auction. I only have the 20-year bond auction on my schedule today, so maybe I'm wrong on that. yeah, if you want to check out the Discord, it's right here. London stream, it's posted in the schedule. Okay, George. So if you look over to the left-hand side there's an events tab. Right now it shows that we are doing the live training session here in the Discord, but it will pop up in that events tab, and it should give you like a notification about when we have new events there. So I'm in London. What is the link to the Clubhouse? Guys in London, pretty please. Right there. So Nightbot posted right there. Join Market Clubhouse. You can check it out. If you want to see it, what we do in Clubhouse for 7 days. There's a lot of Discords out there. Most of them are crap. I like to think that our family, our Discord family, it's a good family. We have good people. Are you going to come and join and make a ton of money? No, absolutely not. Are you going to make any money? Probably not. Is it going to be a secret to unlock the best part of your trading? Probably not. But we have a great community. We have people like SW, Kofifi, Luna, Shanhax. We got Nick for a Tick. We got great people in there. And, Coach Jay's in there. Coach Dakota's in there. Got good people in there. And just come check it out for 7 days and see if you like it. See if it's a good fit for your trading. And if it's not, no harm, no foul. It's on the Trading View calendar. Let me see. Trading View calendar here. Let's see. Interesting. I see it there too. Weird that I don't have it on the BT calendar, which is strange. Yeah, weird. I see it there too. Interesting. We also have, no, sorry, that's not for the US. Boy, I'm tired. I'm super, super tired. Deanna on London session. Oh yeah, that's right. So again, if you don't want to see, if you don't want to see SW trading or anything like that, London session with Deanna is also on Top Step TV, which is definitely worth checking out. SW says, going on vacation, so we'll not do another till September. Maybe Kofifi can do one. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the London session, if you folks are in London and I would say wanting to do that, the trial and check us out, wait until September. Wait until September when SW is back, and I'll let you folks know. Rips, I tried to get in Discord and I never got the confirmed email to join. Any ideas? Have you been able to get into any Discords, Marcus? Like, can you join Top Steps Discord? Can you explain the VP VR again? Liz, just go back and rewind the YouTube. You can scrub back and just go watch that there. If you can't get into Top Steps Discord, it's a Discord problem. So all you need to do, Marcus, is just go to discord.com and sign up for a brand new Discord account. And that's all that you should do. And if you only have one email address, go to Gmail, make a brand new email address like Marcus Discord 123 or whatever. And just make a brand new email address, make a brand new Discord account, and then join with that. And then you should be locked and loaded and good to go. But yeah, if you're having trouble with not being able to make it into Discord, it's a Discord issue. It's very simple. I think SW Blaze knows of me through another channel called Bye Bye Money. Is that true, SW? You mean Bye Bye Money? I think it might be a different SW there. This has been rather difficult trading. Actually, I see a spinning top on the daily candle, but we keep marching upwards over the last 10 days or so without much for checking any retracing. Yeah, again, this market has been very, very difficult. Very tough to read. Not an easy market. I know it's tough to see, when there's other people that are killing, like SW's been killing it. Dakota, amazing day yesterday. You see these folks that are killing it. You start to think, oh, I don't know, maybe it's me. No, it's not. Like, this is a tough market. This is a very difficult market to be trading. It's not easy at all. So when you have a Gmail account, you can put a point between any letters and it's still coming to the original email. Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. Use your words. It's been a real a-hole. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I think we ought to really start hammering that point home where it's like, if you're struggling in these markets, like, you are so not alone. In fact, I mean, if we're just looking at the statistics on traders, it's 90% of retail traders are not doing well in the markets. It's okay to be one of those people from time to time. I was in a rut when I was doing my live training account, and I hit a rough patch. My way to solve that was try to take a step back. And because I stream every day, I can't really take a step back from trading. but I traded in combines for a little bit. I took a little breather from that, even though I had XFAs that were sitting there past. I even got emails from like, I think it was my live account saying like, you got to trade this. It's been 30 days. You haven't taken a single trade in your live account. And I did trade it. So it's like taking a break when you're not in the pocket. It's okay to do that. You're going to run into rough patches in trading. It's one of those things where it's like, if you're a top performing athlete, you're going to have off games. You're not going to have like off seasons unless you have like an injury or something. Trading, you can have complete off seasons. A lot of my friends who are big, like huge size traders, they will trade very limited in their exposure to the market. And we're talking about not the investors, but the traders, the actual big time traders that I know. They're going to be very limited in their approach to the market and their exposure. They're not trading every day. And even still, I talk to these guys, they're like, oh yeah, I'm down like $2 million this year. It's like, whoa, that's a huge amount. It's like, no, it's just, first half of the year was a little bit rough and, had some trade ideas, didn't work out. But then they'll come out, like I'll talk to them in December and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm up like $6 million this year. It's like, whoa, what happened? It's like, oh yeah, 4 other trades reversed that $2 million and made this and made this and made this. And it's like, dang, that's insane. It's not like they're sitting there and they're harping on this, I'm down this much money, right? I'm just using whole numbers here to illustrate this example, but it's not like they're sitting here and they're saying like, oh no, I'm down this much. I'm the worst trader in the world. I need to get this back. I need to be trading every single day. That's not what they're doing. They're just looking at it and they're saying, well, I took a shot. I saw my setup or whatever the case, these things were lining up and it didn't work out. That's part of trading. And the more comfortable you are with that idea that not every single day is going to be a winning day, it just doesn't exist. I mean, a lot of traders out there are successful with like a 20% win rate. There's some traders that are out there that have 70% win rates and everywhere in between. There's a lot of people that make money and have tons and tons and tons of losing days, but they keep those lost days small enough to where those winning days not only cover those losing days, but they exceed it by a long shot there. We are, by the way, about 65 more likes away, and then we'll do a poll. And tell you what, if we get to 850, I'm going to drop it low today. Drop it low. 850 likes today. We'll do a free, tell you what, we'll either do a free Top Step Combine or a free month of Clubhouse. Dealer's choice, whatever you want to pick. Your choice. Free month of Clubhouse or free Top Step Combine. You pick. At 850 likes, we'll do that there. DC says, I'm long from 825. Nice. Exactly when Mr. Rips went short, I took a large trim. But not because of that. Didn't see a lot of interest become big above 860. Very nice, DC. Well done. That was the hardest lesson for me. I used to beat myself up if I ended the day red. And that's the thing is like, it's a function of trading. You're going to have red days. I have red days all the time. And I'm nowhere close to being like, I'm an okay trader. I'm just doing my thing out here. But like, look at Dakota. And I'm not trying to like pick out the bad part of people, but I'm just trying to use this as an example. Like I consider Dakota one of the best traders. Look at what happened with Dakota. He lost his live account. It's not because he's a bad trader. It's because he took a shot at something. It didn't work out. Doesn't make him any less than a trader. But look at him yesterday. $30,000 in a single day in a single session. That's like half of a really good salary rate there in one single trading session. Like this is incredible. You can't deny like that's an incredible level of talent that this person's dealing with. But then to sit here and pretend like, oh, these people don't have losing days. Like when you're having a losing day, you sit there and you go, well, I looked on social media. All I see is this person posted green, this person posted green, this person posted green. That's not the reality. Like you're cherry picking people. And like, I guarantee you the person that is posted the green day, maybe they had a big red day the day before or whatever the case. Like I had a red day on Monday. Yeah, Monday I lost 15 grand. Look at that. Took a payout yesterday. Lost 15 grand on Monday. But I was on a hot streak. Hot streak came to an end. I was up 40 something thousand dollars or somewhere around that range. Took a 15K loss. But it's like, that's part of trading. I took a shot. I thought I was really, really good with this trade. And it didn't work out. If that trade idea would have been able to have a lot more drawdown, like hundreds of thousands worth of drawdown, I could have made like $200,000 or $300,000 on that trade. But that's not the reality of the situation that I was in. I can't take that big of a drawdown. So the trade did not play out for me. And so I lost $15,000. It is what it is. That's trading. You're going to have losing days. It is what it is. If I remember right, Dakota lost his account because he had to trade on overnight and slept through his alarm. That sounds about right, you know? And again, it's all part of trading, right? There's dynamics in trading. I've lost money in huge trades because not on Top Step or anything, but before I was trading on Top Step, I've lost money in huge trades simply because of technical aspects. Like whether it's my computer having issues. Like I had a blue screen of death when I had like a 100,000 plus position on and I was like up in the profit. My computer took what seemed like a year to restart. And by the time I restarted, I went from being up $100,000 to like down 30K in a position because it was a momentum options trade. Like I was day trading some options contracts on like a friggin' Wednesday and they expired on Friday. So there's a lot of volatility in these contracts. But I mean, that's not like something that I can control. It's just like, this is the reality of things. This is what we deal with as electronic traders. It's not like there's no guarantees in this. Like you're going to have things that happen. It's just a function of trading. I tell this story often, but I had a long on and there's a small cap that did an offering. And the route that I was using ended up having an issue in the back end of the exchange. And because I was using that route, I literally could not transact a single order after that. So I was locked in a position with way too many shares, literally going down, 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 down. And I literally could not get out of my position long. I literally could not. So I had to sit there and literally watch all of this money literally just being ripped out of my account, basically. So it's part of trading. There's certain things we can control. There's certain things we can't control. So we try to, as traders, focus on the things that we can control, which are our emotions, our executions when they're working, and the setups that we're taking. All right, we have 594 likes. Let's go ahead and do the poll here. Will the NQ end the day above or below, let's say 19,850, like I was going to say? Above, below, and okay, there we go. Sorry, I just recently joined. Been watching a lot of Top Step though. Rips, you have an amazing personality. Any thoughts on using one strategy, multiple markets versus multiple strategies, one market? I mean, it's all kind of one and the same, right? If you are focused on one single market, I think that you will fare a little bit better because you start to learn the way that it moves and the specific patterns that it has. There are most trading houses you'll go to, most brokerage for most investment firms, most banks, anybody who has a trading floor. You'll usually have teams or small segments of people who are focused primarily on certain markets, and they're only going to trade that market for their time at that firm or until they switch over to a different market, right? So people will be trading, people will only be trading the yen dollar for months, if not years at a time. And then maybe they'll go and trade the euro dollar after that. It's just the way that it works. So I'm from the school of thought where I believe that you should likely be trading one single instrument and focusing on that one single instrument. And if there's multiple strategies that you can employ that work well with that instrument, focus on that. If you're constantly switching different markets and they're very dissimilar from one another, for instance, the index futures are not too dissimilar from one another, but NQ is certainly not the S&P, and the S&P is certainly not the NQ, and the Russell is certainly not the S&P, and the Dow is certainly not the NQ, right? They're very similar in a way, but the index trade is still dissimilar from one another. However, if you're trading natural gas at certain times, maybe you're doing this on DOE releases or, certain days where they're giving out certain numbers, or you're looking at earnings, there's certain things that you're doing that are working for you and there's a repeatable pattern in that. That's okay. But if you're consistently chasing your tail, for instance, if you're sitting here and you're saying, okay, I traded NQ this morning, I can't get this to work, let me switch over to crude, let me try this over here, and then you're switching over to trading bonds, and then you're trading a currency pair, and you're all over the place. I mean, that's different. In your first few years of trading, you definitely want to see where you fit in. For instance, there's nobody that coached me to be a momentum trader. I found that through my own experience of pressing buttons in the market. And I lost a lot of money doing that, but I learned that that was the style that worked well with the way that I perceived the data of the market. I highly suggest that if you are within your first 3 years of trading and you have been limiting your scope to maybe one single instrument or one single market, and things are not going perfectly well and you're not feeling like you're satisfied in what you're trading, it's okay to broaden your scope a little bit and see what else is out there. I think that's very fair to be doing that. But don't be chasing your tail every single day. Don't spend, one day on this market and the next day and then you're going all over the place and you're chasing your own tail. Have a purpose, have a plan of what you're doing. If you want to broaden your scope of the markets that you're trading, have a developed plan for what you're doing for that. Maybe say, I'm going to trade crude all week this week. Next week, I'm going to check out gold and trade it all week and see how that trades. But if you've been trading for a long time, you found where you fit in with the markets, continue trading that. And it's okay to hit rough patches, right? Okay to hit those rough patches. Started trading crude, gold, and NQ recently. I've just been trading NQ and I feel it's been better for me to just trade one asset. Yep. That's what I think is usually where most people find success, is trading one single asset. Now, like I said, if you're trading index futures, it's okay to maybe switch between S&P and NQ because they're very similar, but there's still some dissimilarities between them, right? Momentum trading, scalping triggers way too much emotions for me. I'm holding about for 30 minutes to 1 hour. And that's the beauty of trading, right? There's no one proper way to trade. There's no one correct way to trade. We all have different ways that we can perceive this data of the market. And you may have a skill in, your emotional fortitude when it comes to scalping. You may have a skill where you find a lot of solace in taking larger positions, but holding them out for longer and picking tops or bottoms of the market for big extensions or big retracements in the market. Everybody's different, right? Every single person out there is different. And that's what makes the markets so lovely to trade. And that's why I continue to show up every single day there. If you're able, trading at different times of the day can have the same effect. I started becoming more profitable when I started trading the New York Open. It's very true. And this is one of the reasons why I suggest, if you're trading on Tops of X, I believe that they can show you, correct me if I'm wrong, please. Does Tops of X's built-in journaling show you the hours of the day that you are the most profitable? Yes or no? Can somebody help me with that? Because I've been slacking on Tops of X. But can somebody let me know if that's the truth? It does. Okay, great. That was one of the key features that I loved when I started trading and when I started journaling my trades. I used, Chart Log or Trader View, I think was the very first one I used when I started journaling my trades electronically. I'd always been using pen and paper or using Google Docs. But if you're looking at your statistics, your performance stats, you're going to be able to see which hour of the day that you are the most profitable at, how long your hold time is that you're most profitable at. Now, given if you've only been trading, you only have like a few days of data, it's not going to give you a lot. The more data that you have, the better it's going to turn out for you to get a better bird's eye view on what you're doing. So give yourself a chance, give yourself enough data, but pay attention to that data. There's a lot that lies in there. Now, one of the things that I found out when I was trading years and years ago, I found out that there was a certain hour where I was getting mollywopped. I was just getting completely shellacked and mollywopped and mushroom stamped in the forehead by a lot of the price action that was happening during a certain hour. And because of that, I started to learn that I should probably not be trading during that hour. I should probably not be trading this style of instrument. And because of that, I was able to take a big chunk of my profits that I was donating back to the market and holding those in simply because I said, I'm not going to trade that. And that was a data-driven approach to my trading. And because of that, I was able to lock up more profits. And because of that, that created bigger months for me. That gave me more equity in my account that I could trade larger size over time, and it helped me grow my accounts. So I would recommend that if you are not doing that right now, even if you're not trading on Tops of X, there's other programs like TraderView, ChartLog, TradeZella. There's a multitude of platforms out there that you can use that are relatively, they're not too expensive, like less than $100 a month, not crazy expensive for the amount that you'll actually make in the long run by using them. If you want the free version, Tops of X is the way to go. It's got built-in journaling software, which is incredible. Tell you all about your trading, what's your best time to trade, what's your best hold time, what's your best instrument, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're not doing it yet, highly recommend doing it and making sure that you're maintaining a good temperature on your own trading, a good temperature there. George says, I never make money on Mondays, and that's okay. Turn Mondays into a journal review day and a prep for the weekday. Just because you don't trade, it doesn't mean that you can't do something to further your trading. And maybe you find out that by not trading Monday, it releases a lot of tension, a lot of stress. And then you're able to later, let's say 3-6 months down the line, start approaching Mondays again with different eyes. Mondays can be extremely difficult because you have a lot of rebalancing that's going to happen on the Monday open. There's a lot of options contracts that are being reshuffled around. Over the weekend, there's sometimes some news that can be affecting the markets. So Mondays are generally very difficult. Some folks don't trade Mondays and Fridays. Some folks only trade on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. There's, again, a multitude of different approaches in these markets here. First time back in the XFA after blowing the last 7. Really hope I've learned from my mistakes. If I blow this, please slap me silly. Well, take it slow. Trade on the micros. No rush. If you're shooting for like, I got to make $200 because that's the limit, don't do that. Take some good trades. See where you end up at the end of the day, and that's that. Did you know why I can't get the coupon code with your link? Is it only for new Top Step users? Thanks. Cedric, the 60% discount is $49.99 or $149. If it's your very first account, you get an additional 20% off, but that is considered the 60% discount there. Marcus says, first order block trade at the top, waited for the pullback to fill the gap and went short. Got 10 points with one runner. Woo, there you go. Nice work there. I'm happy that webinar set you straight there. Very good. Brother, you're on fire this morning with the knowledge. Yes, when we don't have trolls in here and we have a great group, we have 1,700 people in here watching. We have good questions. We're not asking the same 7 mundane questions over and over. We have a great discussion in here. And I hope you folks continue to tune in here because we've been building a really, really great community in here. It's going to be coming up on a year anniversary since we started streaming in September. So we'll do a special giveaway for that as well. So higher high on the 8:30 open. Yep, I'm seeing the same thing too. I have it on my chart here. Edgeful said the other day on Top Step TV that Mondays are the days with the least volume. I don't know if that's true. Mondays being the least amount of volume, maybe historically. Strangely enough, I don't think I've heard that data point before. Mondays being low volume seems a little bit off. Fridays would have high volume. I think that Mondays would have as well. Made back 1K. I lost again, locked the account. It cost me a lot of energy. There you go. At least you're paying attention to your mental capital there, Mr. Black Notebook. It's important to pay attention to that mental capital because that's kind of your temperature on where you are with things. And I used to ignore that mental capital voice in my head that was telling me, hey, you're exhausted. Don't keep trading. I got to push it. It's the worst. I think if they controlled for news, earnings release, it would be different. Maybe they're only looking, I don't know. That's an interesting stat there. Gabriel says, Rips, thanks for all your support on my post on X, passing my 150. Hey, congratulations there. Absolutely killing it. Very nice, steady, slow profit curve. That's the way to make those 150Ks work. A lot of people go into those 150Ks thinking that they need to pass it in like 2 days, which is a fool's errand in my opinion. I'm not saying it can't happen. Of course, you can pass the account in 2 days, but should it happen that way? Absolutely not. It's a longer process. How many days did it take you, Gabriel? I think it was like 6 days, 5 days, 5 trading days, 6 trading days, 7, somewhere in that range, 5 to 7 trading days. And you killed it. You did absolutely fantastic there. What are your thoughts? 7 days. See, look at that. And again, give it up for Gabriel in here, passing their 150K combine in 7 trading days. Incredible. And they were posting their stats, being very candid about their journey on that 7-day journey to passing that 150K combine. And if you're sitting there and you're sitting, I'm so close to passing it in 3 days and then I'm blowing it or I pass it in like 4 days and then I'm blowing my XFA. If you're taking it slow, like, look, this is something I talk to a lot of people when I'm mentoring them. What's the date today? It is August 21st right now. Whether you like it or not, follow me on this one. Give me a little bit of rope. Whether you like it or not, we are all going to get to September 21st, whether you like it or not. Right now, it's August 21st. Whether you like it or not, we're all going to be chatting again. Well, let's make sure it's not a weekend or anything. Let's just make sure here. September 20th. We're all going to make it to September 20th, okay? That's a Friday. We're going to be back here on September 20th on a Friday, streaming together, talking together. There's nothing you can do to stop time, okay? The only difference between you right now and you in September 20th is the choices that you're going to decide to make between here and now. If you are going to be the knucklehead that is continually trying to push the envelope and trying to push and push and push and push and say, I'm going to pass this thing. I got to get my XFA payouts. I got to push even harder. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to come around September 20th and you're going to sit here and say, well, between the last time that Rips and I had this discussion and September 20th, I just blew a bunch of combines. And what did that do for you? because we're so short-sighted. We find ourselves to be so short-sighted in trading instead of looking at this longer-term view, and especially as day traders, even more so for momentum traders. But we have this short-term ideology where we're sitting here and we're saying, well, if I could just pass like a combine the next couple of days, then I can get an XFA and I can start getting payouts. Whether you like it or not, we're all going to be here on September 20th, okay? We're all going to be here. The choices that you make between today and then are going to be all the difference. So if you decide to take it slow and be measured in your approach, maybe by September 20th, maybe you have 5 XFAs. Maybe you have 1 XFA. Maybe you have a combine that's almost passing. But if you're sitting here and you're hammering things and you're rushing things and you're pushing things, there's a pretty good chance you're probably going to be empty-handed by September 20th. Maybe get lucky, but we're all going to be there on that date, whether you like it or not. That's a month away. So just try to think about that today when you're trading. Say, no matter what, that day is coming. So let's take a really measured approach in what we're doing here, because I've been in that rushing mindset before, especially when I very first started trading. I've been in that rushing mindset. And I'm just telling you, like, you'll look back and you'll say, what was I doing for these last 3 months? Because I'm here now. I wish I could go back to the start of those 3 months and do things a lot differently than what I did, because I was always trying to push. If you just take it really slow and understand that no matter what, you can't stop time. We're always going to end up on that date of September 20th. We're all going to be there. Just make those really good choices so that by the time September 20th rolls around, and this is just just a random date, it's a month away. By the time that date rolls around, let's look at all those seeds we planted. Let's look at how slow we took it. And then let's see what the results are of that versus like this rushing mindset of like, I got to get this XFA. I need to pass. I need payouts. No, just relax. Just relax. Okay? Rips, love that. I would blow money, XFAs and combines. Why? I want to become a millionaire this month, and that is not real. Now I don't care if it takes 2 weeks to pass combine. I will do that. 100%. That's the mindset to have. I'm serious. Like, we're all going to be there on that date, no matter whether or not you think you could stop time or whatever. We're all going to be there. It's the choices you make between now and then. And it's so hard to see this, like when we're day traders and we're so stuck in this mindset of like, now, I want it now. I need that XFA. I need that payout. I want it now. You'll be so shocked when you take this slower approach, and like it adds up so much quicker than you think. Like, for instance, let's just say that you're making like on average like $300 a day, which is insane, right? $300 a day. Let's go over to our calculator over here. You're making $300 a day. Well, there's about 22 trading days in a month, but let's tune it down to 20. Okay, that's $6,000 in a month. If you're averaging $300 a day, that's extraordinary trading, but I want to take it at the higher level first. $6,000 a month. That works out to be $72,000 a year, and that's only on one account. What if you're copy trading that now, and you're only looking at this and you're like, okay, I'm going to focus this as one account, but let's just say you're copy trading that across 5 accounts now. You're making an extra $360,000 a year. I mean, that's life-changing money. And of course, that shouldn't be the goal of this, but this is what happens that if you're extremely patient on things, because you see online, like, okay, for instance, let's just say Dakota was a braggart and he's posting online and he's like, oh, I made 30 grand yesterday. You guys are all suckers. He would never be like that. That's not Dakota. But, right, let's just say that that's the type of person they are. And you're looking at that and you're like, okay, well, I only made $300 today. I'm less than, he's making 30 grand, I gotta push harder. Now, I'm not saying you're going to make $300 every day, right? You're not going to make this, but let's just say you make $300 one day, you make $700 the next day, you lose $300 one day, you lose another $200 one day, and then you have an outlier day, you make $1,200. It's all going to vary, but let's just say your average over that 20-day period is $300 a day. You got to look at this as the long-term view, right? This is a long-term view. Let's look at the long-term of things. And then when you can multiply it by having more leverage, by having 5 accounts, it adds up really, really quick. So if you can understand that maybe the long-term goal, maybe it's not here and now this year, maybe it's not next year, maybe it's 3 years from now, but the long-term, long-view goal is maybe that you could be making an extra $300,000 a year. I think it will give you that pause in your trading today to maybe say, okay, let's pump the brakes a little bit and let's understand that I don't need to be swinging the bat for home runs every single day. I can just be taking this nice and slow and easy. Like right now, I took that one scalp and I'm up $165 in each of my accounts right now. These are combines, of course. I'm not training my XFAs. I'm too tired to do this, but the point is that I took one small scalp trade. It worked out. That's $165. If I had the mental capacity to continue trading today, say I traded a few more trades, I had the day like $300-400 per account. There you go. That's a day. It's booked. It's done. Great. Fantastic day. If I can repeat that process over and over and over and have a couple losing days here and there, guess what? Over time, it starts to even out, and then that number starts to grow. So again, going back to, we're all going to end up at September 20th, sooner than later. It's going to come. What are the choices that you're making between now and then to get you to that next level? Are you going to be rushing things? Or are you going to have that mindset of saying, things are going to happen as they should. I'm going to trust this process. I'm going to take it slow. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Maybe I blow a couple accounts through trying things, but let's keep our emotions, our reactional emotions, let's keep that temperature down. Let's not go on tilt. Let's keep things nice and smooth. And let's have this approach of more of a long-term, slower equity curve versus like, I saw somebody make $1 million. I'm going to do that. I want to make $1 million this month too. Stop. What is on September 20th? I'm just talking about a date that's a month from now. I'm just saying September 20th is going to be here whether we like it or not. We can say September 18th. We can say September 22nd. It's all going to be here whether we like it or not. There's nothing you can do to stop time, but the choices you make between now and then are going to make all of the difference. So let's be smart about our choices here. We are at 731 likes. If we do get 69 giggity more likes, then we will do a free giveaway here. Big G-Ski turning 40 tomorrow. Give it up. Happy early birthday to you, Big G. Love to hear that. You made it. Congratulations. That's not easy. That's not easy to do. Congratulations to you. That is awesome. 40 trips around the sun. I love it. Rips, they are looking to move to a 25-hour day. Says who? Who's that? The world time clock, please? Are you for real? Wasn't there some guy on Wall Street Bets that took 500 and made 500K and then called his broker and told them to lock out his account so he couldn't trade anymore? If they did, that's very smart. Reverend Rips is preaching it. Take us to the river. I love it. The Earth's rotation is apparently slowing. Uh-oh. Oh, maybe we don't make it to September 20th. Oh, we're in trouble now. All right, let's do a quick giveaway here. Markets are opening in 16 minutes. I'm exhausted. I can't wait to take a nap today. I hope that I don't dream about somebody hitting my car. It's like been a recurring dream I've been having the last 3 times I've been trying to take a nap. It's horrible. It's just awful. September 21st, Armageddon. Got it. Yeah. Better start trading your pants off there. All right. Channel member Lux is going to be 10x. Rips mod, you're going to be eligible to win here. Why not? Okay. Here's the keyword, folks, and I think it's tying in. Well, let's end the poll first. It's tying into our discussion here. So will the NQ end the day above or below? Right now, it's a pretty split decision. 48% are saying above, 31% are saying below, and 20% say no clue, just want to win a free combine. Okay, so but this giveaway is going to be for a free combine or a free month of Clubhouse. Dealer's choice. No pressure either way. Pick whatever you want. But here we go, folks. Here we go. The keyword is going to be take it slow. Type it in one single word. And do remember, to qualify for the giveaway, you have to be following me on Twitter and Instagram. @SellingRips is the name. Just type in the YouTube chat, take it slow, one word, and we'll do one giveaway today. Because like I said, I am so extremely tired. But there it is, Twitter and Instagram, @SellingRips. Follow me there. If you're not already following me on Instagram, I think it's a pretty good follow. I post the behind-the-scenes stuff, and that's only going to grow. I've been playing a lot of poker lately, which is why I'm so tired today. But I post my day in the life every single day on my Instagram stories, and I respond to almost every DM I get, time permitted. I do get a lot of DMs, but I try to answer as many as I can. And it's really me. It's actually me. There's no support staff on that one, so that's actually me that you're talking to. But there you have it. Take it slow is the keyword. This could be for a free month of Clubhouse or a free Top Step Combine. It's dealer's choice. Channel members get 10x of luck. So if your name is green in the chat here, there you go. You get Get 10x the luck there. Once this number gets above 450, we'll do the giveaway. But yeah, that's probably going to lock it up after this. See what's going on in the Discord, see if anybody's trading in there. But I am exhausted, and I don't think this market is going to present me with the opportunities that I personally want to trade. So I think that sort of like we can call this a little bit of a day off for trading, even though we made a little bit of profit. Very happy about that trade that we did take there. So take it slow is the keyword, folks, because that's the message from today. If you're going to have any sort of takeaway from today, besides all the yammering and blabbing on, I really want you to keep that message with you and think about it during your trading day today, because we do find ourselves often trying to rush this process and trying to get things quicker than we should. And this is just not the game to do it. In life, there's a lot of things that you can kind of push really, really hard and maybe you can excel at. And I'm just telling you right here and now that trading is not one of those things. Trading is a slow burn game. Your equity curve should be slowly up and to the right with little pockets and little flops here and there, but just take it slow. Take it really, really easy there. When a car appears damaged in a dream, it can symbolize that something within us or in our life trajectory feels impaired or hindered. Maybe it's my trading. That's good though. I love the dream. There's like dream books that are interpreting your dreams, but I love those. I think those are always fun. Playing Friday too. Hope you hit them straight and far. Ooh, nice little golf talk going on. Quite frankly, I am the worst golfer that has ever attempted the game in the history of golf. I always say this, but I can definitely hit a 70 as long as we're only scoring the front 9. I am terrible. And now that I don't drink, I find no reason to go out on the golf course other than to maybe catch some rays or something. But by golly, I'm terrible. All right, folks, 492, maybe 8 more. We could do this at 500. Let's see if we have it. I'll give it about 30 more seconds here. Had a brand new truck stolen, and after getting it replaced, I had dreams for weeks of the new one being stolen. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's horrible. Having your property stolen is one of the worst feelings. Having your house broken into, that's just the worst. All right, here we go, folks. Rolling this in 5. Do remember, if you do win, just write in whatever your Instagram username is or your Twitter username so I can send you a DM on there. And just please let me know, do you want the free month of Clubhouse or the free Top Step Combine? Here we go, folks, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and boom, it is WD in the building. WD, what would you like, my friend? I believe that you already are in the Discord. Would you like a free month or would you like a free Top Step Combine? WD. Come on down. It's your time to shine, my friend. Oh, look at that. Order filled. MC. Look at that. All right. Well, since they chose MC, let me, you're the same WD that's in Clubhouse already, right? Right. Because we're messaging in Discord. Just holler in Discord if it's the same WD. If it's not, then I gotta see here. Give me a moment. Okay, it is you. Okay, there you are. Hello. Cool. Let me go ahead and add this right now. So you are good until... You are good until October. There you go. Boom. Done. Yeehaw. There you go. Congrats. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do this for a free Top Step Combine. Here we go, everybody, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and boom. It is Cody Stanzioni. Mr. Cody, you have won the giveaway. Please let me know what is your Instagram or your Twitter handle, and then we can see if you follow me and deliver it straight to you. Come on down, Cody Stanzioni. I dreamed I was going to win. Congratulations there, WD. Love having you in here as part of our family. You've been kicking it with us for a while there, so really do appreciate you there. All right, Cody, I'm going to put you on the clock. Hopefully Cody didn't leave when they saw that WD won. Cody, you have 30 more seconds to claim. Come on down to Party Town. Don't put the @ symbol if you're trying to type in your username, but let us know what is your Twitter username or your Instagram username. Hey, there he is. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to check here on Twitter first. Let's see. Hey, there he is. Cody follows me. Congratulations to you, Cody. This is going to be me messaging you on Twitter right now. All right, folks. That's going to do it for our winners today. Congratulations to Cody and WD here in the building. Our big winners. Make sure you reply to that DM on Twitter, Cody. If there's anybody else DMing you after that, it's not me. It's a scammer. So just this is me right here and now. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I thought we had a really good stream today. We had a lot of psychology discussion, which I think is fantastic. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll get some more sleep tonight, so I'll have a little bit more energy and be able to perceive the market. And plus, we get jobless claims tomorrow paired with the employment information that's coming out today. So I think it's going to be a doozy to trade. So hopefully, you'll join me then. I'll be back again tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Please join me then. Take care, everybody. Have a safe trading day, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow.